Do you ever find yourself at a party, surrounded by chatter about the weather or weekend plans, and suddenly feel like you're drowning in a sea of shallow waves? Like everyone's splashing around happily, but you're gasping for air, craving something deeper, a current that actually pulls you under and makes you think, feel, connect. If small talk feels like nails on a chalkboard to your soul, if you'd rather discuss the meaning of life or the mysteries of the universe than how's work going, then listen up, my friend. You're not socially awkward. You're not broken or boring. You're wired for depth in a world obsessed with the surface. And today, we're diving deep into why you hate small talk and why that might just be your greatest gift. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see yourself not as an outlier, but as an evolutionary masterpiece. Number 1, the invisible force field around superficial chat. Picture this. You're at a networking event, the kind where name tags gleam under fluorescent lights, and everyone's exchanging business cards like they're trading Pokemon. Someone approaches with a bright smile and launches into, "So, what do you do?" And instantly, an invisible force field snaps up around you. Your mind races. How do I answer without sounding scripted? Why does this feel so pointless? You mumble something generic, but inside you're screaming for questions like, what keeps you up at night? Or what's the one book that changed your worldview? This isn't just you being picky. It's a profound mismatch between your inner world and the social script society hands us. Most people thrive on small talk because it's low risk, like dipping a toe in the water before jumping in. It builds rapport quickly, releases a little dopamine hit from shared niceties. But for you, it's like being served appetizers when you're starving for the main course. You're not antisocial. You're pro-substance. Think about it. Small talk is the social equivalent of fast food. Quick, convenient, but leaves you unsatisfied and a bit queasy. You crave the slow-cooked meal of meaningful conversation, the kind that nourishes your mind and heart.
Let me paint another picture. Remember that coffee date where the other person rambled about traffic and TV shows, and you nodded politely while your brain plotted an escape route? That's not rudeness on your part. It's your psyche protecting its energy. Psychologists call this conversational depth preference, rooted in personality traits like introversion or high sensitivity. Elaine Aron's work on highly sensitive people, HSPs, nails it. About 15 to 20% of us process stimuli more deeply, picking up on subtleties others miss. So while extroverts might buzz off the energy of light banter, you feel every superficial word like a pinprick, draining your mental battery. Contrast this with historical context. Back in tribal times, small talk wasn't even a thing. Conversations were about survival. Where's the best hunting ground? Or how do we protect the village? Depth was default. But in our modern, fast-paced world, we've commodified chit-chat as social lubricant. No wonder you hate it. It's a cultural artifact that doesn't align with your ancient, depth-seeking wiring. You're not defective. You're a throwback to when connections meant life or death. The neuroscience behind your aversion. Okay, let's geek out on the brain stuff, because here's what nobody tells you. Your hatred of small talk isn't a flaw. It's your neurology doing its job. Ever felt that physical discomfort during idle chatter, like your skin is crawling or your mind is foggy? That's your brain's reward system rebelling. Dopamine, that feel-good chemical, flows freely in most people during surface-level exchanges because it's predictable and safe. But for depth seekers like you, small talk doesn't trigger those pathways. Instead, it activates the anterior cingulate cortex, the part that detects conflict and error. It's like your brain is yelling, "This isn't rewarding. Abort mission." Dive deeper. Mirror neurons play a huge role here. These little brain cells fire when we observe or engage in actions, helping us empathize. In meaningful talks, they light up like fireworks, creating that click of true connection. But in small talk, they're bored stiff, barely flickering. Studies from neuroscientists like Marco Iacobini show that superficial interactions don't engage them fully, leaving you feeling disconnected and exhausted. Then there's sensory processing sensitivity, SPS for short. If you're high in SPS, as researched by Dr. Aron, your nervous system is like a high-definition camera, capturing every nuance, tone of voice, facial micro-expressions, even the unspoken energy in the room. Small talk overloads this system without payoff, leading to hypervigilance or shutdown. It's evolutionary genius, really. Your ancestors who noticed subtle threats survived better. Today, that means you spot insincerity and chit-chat a mile away, like a radar for authenticity. Add in some pop psych, attachment theory ties in too. If you grew up in environments where deep emotional sharing was valued, or lacking, making you crave it more, small talk feels like rejection. It's not personal, it's patterned. Brain scans from fMRI studies revealed that rejection lights up the same pain centers as physical hurt. So when small talk stays shallow, it stings, literally. But flip it. This wiring makes you a chess master in relationships, anticipating moves others don't see. Ever wondered why crowds amplify this? In group settings, small talk multiplies like rabbits, bombarding your senses. Your amygdala, the fear center, kicks in, perceiving it as threat overload. Contrast with one-on-one deep dives. Oxytocin surges, bonding you like glue. You're not avoiding people. You're curating connections that feed your soul.
What this looks like in real life. All right, let's break it down with some everyday breakdowns, because theory is great, but lived experience hits home. Imagine you're at work, in the break room. Colleagues are gossiping about celebrity drama or sports scores. You try to join in, but your contributions fizzle. Maybe you pivot to, what do you think fame does to the human psyche? And get blank stares. Suddenly, you're the intense one. But here's the validation. You're not intense, you're insightful. Take dating. Swiping apps thrive on small talk starters like, what's your favorite emoji? For you, it's torture. You'd rather ask, what's a fear you've overcome? Real anecdote from a viewer comment, anonymized of course. Sarah shared how she ghosted dates after endless how was your day loops, only to find her soulmate in a philosophy meetup where talks started deep. That's you, thriving in environments like book clubs or therapy groups where small talk is skipped. Or family gatherings. Aunt Karen asks about the weather for the umpteenth time. You smile, but inside you're yearning to discuss family history or dreams deferred. It's not disdain, it's depth hunger. Daily life tip. Notice how after forced small talk, you need solitude to recharge, like a phone on low battery. That's your introverted intuition at work, processing internally. Contrast with extroverts. They use small talk as a bridge to depth, but you see it as a barrier. In friendships, this shows as having a few ride-or-die bonds versus many acquaintances. You're the one friends call at 2 a.m. for life advice, not party invites. Beautiful, right? But it can feel lonely in a superficial world. The hidden superpower of depth-seeking. Now, the fun part, turning this flaw into your superpower. You're not just hating small talk, you're a lighthouse in the fog, guiding ships to safe harbors of real connection. While others skim the surface, you plunge into the ocean's depths, uncovering treasures like vulnerability and growth. Psych reference. Post-traumatic growth theory by Tedeschi and Calhoun shows that depth seekers often emerge stronger from challenges because you process deeply. Small talk avoiders, you're wired for empathy superpowers via those mirror neurons, making you ace therapists, writers, artists. Historical nod. Think Einstein or Virginia Woolf, depth dwellers who hated superficiality, birthing innovations. Metaphor time. Small talk is like window shopping. You're the antique hunter, spotting rare gems. In careers, this means excelling in fields like counseling, research, or activism, where substance rules. Anecdote. Mike, a subscriber, quit sales, small talk hell, for coaching, where deep convos changed lives, including his. Daily breakdown. Use this power by setting boundaries, like steering talks deeper with questions. What excites you about that? You're not weird. You're a connector of souls, fostering bonds that last lifetimes. The shadow side. When depth hunger hurts. But let's not sugarcoat. Every superpower has shadows. Hating small talk can isolate you, breeding loneliness or misunderstandings. Ever felt like an alien at social events, watching everyone bond effortlessly while you fake interest? That pain is real. It's the cost of your sensitivity. Neuroscience angle. Chronic avoidance can spike cortisol, stressing your system. Hypervigilance from SPS might misread neutral chit-chat as threat, leading to anxiety spirals.
Shadow anecdote. Lisa messaged how job interviews tanked from overthinking small talk, feeling judged. It's not you, it's a mismatch. Society's pressure amplifies this, labeling you shy or standoffish. But acknowledge the hurt. It's okay to grieve missed connections. The shadow teaches resilience, pushing you toward communities that value depth. Why society gets it wrong. Here's the truth bomb. Society worships small talk because it's efficient in our capitalist grind, quick networking, superficial harmony. But it gets you wrong by pathologizing depth as disorder. Pop psych myth. Introversion isn't shyness, it's energy source. Yet schools and workplaces force extroverted norms, ignoring that 30 to 50% of us are introverts, per Susan Cain's quiet. Historical context. Industrial revolution shifted us from communal depth to urban anonymity, birthing small talk as survival hack. Media glorifies outgoing types, but ignores depth's contributions, like philosophers shaping ethics. Society says, network more. You say, connect truly. You're not wrong. The system is shallow.
The beautiful outcome, embracing your depth. So, what now? Embrace it. Curate your world. Seek depth-first spaces. Practice small talk as a gateway, not endpoint, and own your wiring. You'll attract like-minded souls, building a life rich in meaning. You're an evolutionary masterpiece, survival through insight. The lighthouse you didn't know you were. In the end, dear depth seeker, you're not adrift in shallow waters. You're the lighthouse, steady and profound, illuminating paths for those ready to see. Your aversion to small talk isn't a curse, it's your beacon, drawing in the wanderers who crave real light. Shine on, because the world needs your depth more than it knows. If this resonated, drop in the comments, what's one small talk moment that made you cringe, and how did you pivot to depth? Hit that subscribe button for more affirming psych dives. Next up, why overthinkers are secret geniuses. You're seen, you're valid, you're extraordinary. See you in the depths.